The rain hadn't stopped for 3 days. It came down in sheets, hammering the windows of the small radio station perched on the outskirts of town. Inside, the dim yellow lights flickered, and the sound of static filled the room. Mark Ellis leaned forward toward the microphone, his voice calm but tired. Good evening, listeners. This is station 93.4 FM. It's 11:45 p.m., and I'll be your voice through the storm tonight. He'd been a night DJ for years, a fading relic in an age where people barely tuned in to live radio anymore. But tonight felt different. Something in the air, something electric, unnatural. The storm had knocked out most of the town's power, and the station was running on backup generators. Mark was alone, surrounded by humming machines and shelves of old tapes. Then, as he reached to cue another track, the static in his headphones shifted. Not the usual noise. This was a whisper. At first, he thought it was interference, but then he heard it clearly. "Mark, can you hear me?" He froze. The voice was faint, distant, female, and terrified. He turned every dial, checking the connections. No signal was supposed to be live except his. "Hello, this is station 93.4. Who's speaking?" A pause. Then the voice again, trembling. "They're coming. They're already inside." Mark's pulse raced. He tried to trace the feed, but the signal was local, extremely local. Someone nearby. He leaned closer to the microphone. "Miss, where are you calling from?" A faint sob. The basement. The old broadcasting tower. Mark's heart sank. The old tower had been abandoned for 20 years, ever since the fire that killed 3 engineers. No power, no equipment, no way to transmit. He hesitated, but instinct took over. Grabbing his flashlight and portable radio, he locked up the booth and stepped into the storm. The road to the tower was long, flooded, and pitch black. Lightning flashed across the sky, illuminating the silhouette of the structure, tall, rusted, and lifeless. He forced open the metal door, calling out, "Hello, this is Mark Ellis. I got your transmission." Only silence. The smell of burnt wiring filled the air. He made his way down the stairs to the basement. The flashlight flickered. The walls were covered in soot, and the floor was slick with water. In the corner, a microphone, old, corroded, and still connected to a console that wasn't plugged in. Mark leaned closer. "Is anyone here?" Then, from behind him, a breath. He turned, but there was no one. Only the faint whisper from the radio he'd brought. "Mark, you shouldn't have come." He stumbled back, the light shaking in his hand. "Who are you?" The whisper turned into a low hum, followed by distorted laughter. Then, a woman's scream. The entire tower shook violently. The old radio equipment sparked to life, lights flashing wildly. On the wall, words began to appear in ash, forming one sentence. "We never left." Mark dropped the flashlight. The sound of footsteps surrounded him, dozens of them circling. Then, from the shadows, faces began to appear, burned, disfigured, whispering his name. He ran up the stairs, but the door slammed shut. His radio hissed, and through the static came his own voice, live on air. Good evening, listeners. This is Station 93.4 FM. It's 11:45 p.m., and I'll be your voice through the storm tonight. He froze. That was what he had said hours ago. The broadcast was repeating itself, only now the voice on the air wasn't calm. It was panicked, screaming, begging for help. Mark pounded on the door, shouting, "Someone, please!" But the outside world was gone. Only static, only whispers, then silence. The next morning, the police found the tower unlocked and empty. The storm had passed, the air eerily still, but when they turned on the radio in their patrol car, they heard it. Mark Ellis broadcasting live. His voice echoed through the frequency, calm and clear. Good evening, listeners. This is Station 93.4 FM. I'll be your voice through the storm tonight. But Mark Ellis was never found.